And now we're getting into the appetizer of the meal, cosmology. An excellent piece here on why dark matter is not the answer and neither is a modification to Newtonian dynamics or gravity. The hypothesis still twists the fabric of space-time, somehow, but the key is to demonstrate that you don't need either of the former pair to explain the cosmos, especially since they are terrible at seeing it and yet have something of a god complex. They find first statistical detections of the cosmic web here, and since they declared most of the universe to be dark matter, they have done nothing but discover more and more normal matter where the dark matter was supposed to be. New work on recurrent nova events shows there are major gaps missing in the models. We have previously shown how no binary is needed and a mere change in space environment can trigger a micronova, and here they find that the orbital demands on a binary aren't working so well either. Every time they move the bucket to catch a drop, another drop falls where they previously had the container. Up next, the story is a mistake the authors only think they're making. They say the results are likely from a bias within the system they used, although they couldn't root it out, and something tells me that finding overdensities right near the sun, yellow, in the direction of the galactic center, X, is not really going to be an accident given that we're within the current sheet double layers now. It's what's causing all the changes on all the planets we've seen, but most importantly on the sun and the Earth. Earth's magnetic field is weakening, and we recently saw confirmation that the latest acceleration was in 2017. Today, we're seeing predictions of continued weakening of the field at a faster rate than we've already seen. Beyond this, the dynamo models of Earth produce ridiculous results, and they even acknowledge those failures, but alas, down, down we go. And last but not least, folks, during the major disaster, we know that we expect electrodynamic induction, discharge, and perhaps breakdown from the large-scale skeleton of Earth. This would be one of those sources of mantle heaving, the core mantle boundary lobe stretching up towards the surface. It's one of the sources of Earth fire, the stories from old, and crustal disruption. Now, we know which lobe is going to break first, the African lobe. The minor reason is geodesic. It is wide, perpendicular to Earth's spin, while the Pacific one is parallel, but more importantly, they detect that the African lobe stretches much, much higher from the core than does the Pacific lobe, and that it must be of slightly lower density, therefore more unstable. Folks, the other planet changes, the galactic sheet, the solar triggering to a Leviathan outburst, the myths and religion, the mantle heaving and crustal disruption, and of course, the magnetic field excursion about to bring about the next end of the world is all found in the phoenix that is now catastrophism. From world's most popular science topic to academic taboo, and now back into relevance as the planet and sun demand that we have the ears to hear and eyes to see what they are telling us.